Okay, today must just be second opinion day because this is yet another second opinion we have to give. So, for whatever reason, they did not like what the other company told them. So we're going to take a look at this system and see what we find. Okay, we talked to the lady, and there may be some issues here, but obviously a sales-oriented, commission-based upsales, all the above type company was here. So this one is running and pumping hot air out, and they said to replace the start assist on both units. So, not sure why that is. That's the downstairs. They also said the top unit had some kind of wire burnt or wire skint or something, and not to run it. So, we're going to actually look at that first. This is pouring hot air out of the downstairs. They've already pulled the disconnect. So we're going to let them get some relief in there while we're working. Also, the secondary drain, I don't see it, but it's somewhere back here. The secondary drain somewhere is supposedly, oh, I see them up there. See them up there on the dormer over that window, and see the bad rusty spot. Okay, so obviously the drains need to be serviced and flushed and dealt with, but let's get these people some air. They're out here told not to run anything and given huge quotes. And these old trains here, now them little things were bulletproof. I mean, they lasted forever. This was a XV, kind of a builder grade. I wasn't a huge fan of. But (2005), that is not terribly old. We're going to have to find the primary drains. First thing I'm going to do is look for the skint wire of whatever is supposed to be in that one that tells them not to run it. So let's find out what that is. Alright, now we've got this open. Very likely the original old fan over there. And those don't look bad, but I'm going to guess the guy is talking about this noise right here. 35 plus 5. And in my opinion, this is a little bit tall to have in here. And if you see this, it's been kind of rubbing on that and possibly shorting out just a bit. And that is a 35 plus 5. And I don't think these little things had a start assist. So I don't know what they're talking about replacing on both of them. And I saw it, they wrote it up. That one, it fired right up. So we'll look inside and look at it, but I don't know why they're talking about replacing that start assist. But anyway, just for a quick giggle, let's look and see if our 35 5s are any shorter, which I doubt. But so this thing, you can see the bracket down there. had a short fat type. Let's look and see what we've got. Well, I don't have an American made, but I have this jarred 35 by 5 that is much shorter. So that will eliminate that problem going on there. So let's install that. Try to see if we can mount it a little better. And that'll at least get rid of that problem. And we'll vacuum out their drains and see what we can do for them. All right, when we got the tape off, they are a little boogery looking, but I'm gonna say all of this black is just due to it shorting out right there. And obviously it wasn't enough. I mean, that's the common. There's your hermetic. There's your fan. Obviously it was not enough to trip the breaker, but just enough to sit there and arc and build up all this. So I'm gonna take all these off and wipe them down and look at them and see if any of them need to be patched. But I believe we can just replace that, and that shorter one will get us out of this. Okay, most trains are easy to work on, but they missed it on this little cube. They put this thing tied up in here and there's no way to get these out. And so we just pulled this whole panel loose. I'm gonna take this old ICP bracket. We're saving stuff every now and then, ain't it? So I'm gonna take that old bracket, mount that capacitor in there, and do a little, whatever you want to call it, retrofit. With cardboard to kind of shield these wires from the lid. So anyway, this should be a simple fix. Okay. So these wires cleaned up and nothing was skint. But you can see where I screwed here's the screws coming through. I screwed the old ICP bracket. Now I've got this shorter capacitor mounted well in there. So that'll eliminate that issue. And then we'll fire this thing back up and see if there's any other reason for concern. But I don't see any start assist to replace in here. Maybe they just meant the capacitor. It was this thing all boogied up. So let's put it back together and fire it up. Okay, we got it back together, and the lady walked out and was talking to me. So I asked her to go ahead and turn it on. So I'm gonna hook my analog gauges up here, and we're gonna see if she'll fire up. All right. Like its standing pressure equalized is relatively normal looking. Fired right up, pumping hot air out. So it's about 90 degrees. We'll give it a minute. Probably never been cleaned. But let's let this thing run a few minutes while we go look for the exterior drains and see if we can vacuum those out when it happens. All right, I've looked around out here. I see up there where the auxiliary on the right there has been dripping some rust on all the way down the house, the gutter, everything. That is a mess. And these going to be way up there, see them? So let's go over there and hook the vacuum up to them and see what we get. All right, so one of them is dripping. That's the one on the left, and the one on the right is not, and I have no idea if they're left and right just like they are up top. But let's hook it to this right one and see what we get out of it. I need to quit using my phone for these, but so let's see what happens. Hope that that has flushed out something. Boy. And it is dripping some now, but we either did nothing but get it out of the line there, or possibly we cleared the whole thing and the trap and all. So we're going to do this other one while it's here. Mr. Froggy. He did not like that. He was up there hiding. We got a bunch out of that one. Go up in the attic and do a little bit more vigorous flushing. Well, this thing was relatively clean when we started. It just had water in it. All that, well, I shouldn't have dumped it there. Now I'm gonna have to pick that up by hand and throw it up in the bushes. But all of that did come from just those two drains, mainly from that one, it looked like. So let's go take a look in the attic. Okay, so we stirred up the hose pretty bad. Getting under that place, and I shouldn't have made this mess. I picked it up and threw it over there. I think we'll be okay now. So let's go back over here and check on our pressures. On the little cube, that's what we call it. Okay, it needs a little shot. It's a little bit high on head pressure, but a little low on suction. So let's give it a little shot of this liquid gold. You know, this 22 is not so high anymore right now. A couple of summers ago, it was at 900 and something a jug. Last summer, I didn't really even see it get to 800. Right now, you can buy a jug for $3 and some change. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I got an email from somebody just a couple of days ago. Sell some. So I don't want to get the head pressure all jacked up here. I'm going to add some and see if we can get this up on about 65 or so. It sure does want it. Okay, we're going to leave it right here. because of the head pressure and because it leaks, and we don't really want to spend a bunch of money on this. We're trying to get them out as cheap as we can, get them by for the summer, and replace this stuff when they have had some time to prepare. So another company, another bigger company came out here and slammed them with a huge estimate for everything that we've just done, plus really huge prices for replacement. So everything we just did should get them by, at least for the summer. I don't know how aggressive this leak is on the little cube unit here, but hopefully it's a slow one and at least last a year. And next year we could either replace or possibly charge it again. It's got a little bit of head pressure. I'm not going to take the time to take it back apart and wash it out, at least not at this point. I just don't see the reason to put a lot of money in a unit that leaks refrigerant. Certainly not going to look for the leak and fix that, so not on R22. So let's wrap this up and go give them the news and show them what all we've done. All right, so once it was all over with and done, they actually showed me the little sheet there where the guy had quoted all of the work that he was proposing to do. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how some people sleep at night, just trying to rob people like that. So you would not believe how much they wanted to do what we just did. And I'm not going to name any names, but it's one of the bigger companies, and you know, I know it cost them a little bit more to be here than it does me, but geez, man. So anyway, as that homeowner just learned, a lot of times it pays to get a second opinion, especially when something seems to be really, really high priced. I think I see water down there. Yep. So some of these houses are actually looking at a little pond out their back door. Pretty nice. So that's 2 second opinions today. And we got 2 more stops. So thanks for watching.